This presentation is all about inspiring kids to work hard and achieve greatness by closing the achievement gap. Right now in the inner city, there are multiple things occurring. For one, there's socioeconomic disparity. Socioeconomic disparity can be displayed through the access students have to resources and materials in the classroom. For example, a student in the inner city has limited access to resources such as science and math materials, textbooks, and more, and that's very limited compared to what a student from a wealthier society might have. Also, there's materialism. What I mean by materialism is that society's materialistic mindset of always having to buy more and to have the most expensive car and having all of these things show our success has impacted our educational system in the sense where students feel as though they can only achieve academic success if they have a higher grade, or if they have the highest test score, or if they are the smartest student. Also, kids are falling behind grade level. In the inner city, it's very common to see that kids are either being promoted to the next grade without meeting the academic requirements of their previous grade, or they're just being held back, and that means that they're not succeeding and being pushed on to the next level. All of these things can model the achievement gap. The achievement gap is basically different levels of academic expectation and performance based on based on racial, ethnic, and economic backgrounds. It's modeled by test scores, standardized testing, and high school completion rates. I believe that students should know about the achievement gap simply because they need to be aware of the inequality that is present within education. And also, if they are aware of this, they will be inspired and motivated to work harder in school. Here are some facts and statistics that go along with the achievement gap and model what it really does. Researchers have found that paying for test scores results in score inflation, not genuine learning. Schools who pay teachers for based on test scores and states funding schools based on test scores is both damaging and irrelevant to improve learning. This statistic shows that students are not being exposed to all that education has to offer simply because they're only focused on reading and math. Also, 71% of the country's school districts have reduced or eliminated music, art, social studies, and/or science to make time for reading and math. This statistic shows that there is a lack of creativity and diversity within education, and it shows that students are not being exposed to all the world has to offer. Also, high school dropout rates show that students are more likely to drop out when they are younger, and that proves that they're losing motivation at a young age and they're not seeing a need to continue on and go to college and university. Studies in North Carolina show that students drop out most frequently at grade 10, 28.6%, grade 9, 26.7%, grade 11, 25.3%, and grade 12, 17.3%. Problems with the achievement gap and this inequality within education is that it promotes low expectations. These low expectations are from teachers and school boards and governments, and they're showing students that they don't believe that they can perform well on these tests, and they don't believe that they could perform well in the real world. With these low expectations, a lack of motivation is instilled within students. Students don't feel as though they're not motivated to want to pursue higher or to go to school or to learn in the classroom. Also, creativity is diminished. Students don't see all that education has to offer, and they're not being exposed to different programs and different subjects such as histories and social studies and sciences and things of that sort. They're not being exposed to art. They're just focusing on reading and math. Also, the achievement gap promotes unfair competition. When it's time for students to apply to higher learning in institutions such as colleges and universities, students from the inner city are put at a disadvantage. They don't have access to the private tutoring or the SAT tutors or college guidance counselors. So therefore, when it's time to apply to these colleges and universities, they are already put at a disadvantage and they're ready. My response to this problem is a website that I'm currently developing, which is called Kid Connect. Hopefully, with Kid Connect, I will promote a mindset of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. I wanted to develop this website because I really wanted students from the inner city, specifically middle school students, to own their education and to understand that once they have an education, no one can take it away from them. I wanted them to understand that school and learning is more than a test score. It's more than just getting an A or getting an F. It's more than just taking a test or a standardized test. I also wanted to develop students' intellectual curiosity. I wanted students to be excited about learning more about the world and learning about sciences and different maths and learning about the arts and everything that the world has to offer through education. And hopefully they will be inspired to stay in school and to work hard in school and achieve greatness. This is a snapshot of my website, and at my website I feature different things such as research on the achievement gap, study tips, and testimonials. This is a screenshot of my testimonials page, and basically the reason why I thought it was important to have testimonials is because I think that students are motivated to work harder once they see that someone else has been through a similar situation that they have. And for example, Keeson Brown is a sophomore here at Solebury, and prior to Solebury, he went to Rise Academy, which is in Newark, New Jersey. And basically in his testimonial, he speaks about his experience as being an African-American student in a predominantly white campus, and how he had to overcome that and use that as empowerment to overcome any obstacle that he had with that challenge. Also, I feature Amira Keaton, who was a junior at the St. George's School in Newport, Rhode Island. Amira also went to Rise Academy prior to St. George's. And basically in her testimonial, she speaks about studying and how that was the issue for her and how she had to overcome that. She had to learn the correct way of studying. And once she did, she was motivated and she felt like she could work hard. And that's another testimonial that I have is of Afreya Boateng. She's a freshman at Solebury, and prior to Solebury, she went to a school in Newark, New Jersey. And in her testimonial, she speaks about for her entire life, she always got good grades, and she performed well on tests. And for a long time, how that defined who she was as a student. But however, as she learned and she saw that that wasn't a challenge anymore, she saw that there was something else she had to do to prove who she was a student and how she had to overcome that, and how it's not important to just be defined by a test score. So also, on my website, I feature study skills. I find that with my experiences being a student, teachers always say, you need to be a good student. And a good student is someone who works hard in school, they study, they take all this time out and put a lot of effort into their work. However, you don't really see students saying how to do that. Teachers saying how to do that. They don't teach you how to study. They just expect you to know how to study. Therefore, with my website, I want it to be a resource so students can see all that the internet has to offer to help them with studying. So I made an account on Learnist, which is basically a Pinterest for learning, and I can set up boards that are specific to different subjects and different areas in school to help supplement what students are already learning in the classroom. Right here, I have a board for math in 6th grade, and it features things such as Khan Academy, which has videos of actually how to do problems that you're learning in the classroom. I don't believe many students know about this, and with my website, hopefully I can expose them to it. So what is the importance of addressing these problems? I think it's important to address the achievement gap and all of the issues with it, because we need to teach a value of education. I believe that students need to understand that there's a lot that education has to offer, and that it can be used and it's more than just a tool to be used to get more money or to be rich or be successful in terms of the things that you have. Also, I think it's important because it will inspire students to take control of their futures. I want students to understand that with the education, there is no limit to what they can do in the future, and there's no limit to what they can change in the world also. And also, with my website, I hope to empower students to change the world. In 7th grade, I took a social justice class with Ms. Reddy. This is something very new to a lot of middle schools in the inner city. And basically in this social justice class, we all got to choose a different topic, and we were basically learning about the different issues within society. I chose the achievement gap. I chose to learn about education, and I chose to learn about inequality within education. And as I was doing my research and my projects about that, I was inspired and motivated to change it because I felt empowered. I felt as though with my education and my learning about the achievement gap, I knew that I wanted to change it and I was not happy with the statistics. Therefore, I was empowered to change this and create this website and learn more about it. And now I feel as though there's no limit to what I can do. And hopefully with my website, I can also empower other middle school students to do the same. So therefore, I hope you all feel empowered to join my cause and to spread awareness about inequality within education. And thank you for your time.